Verdicchio is the firefighter of the year for the city of Shelton. And Nick is dressed up in his very spiffy uniform. So I'm gonna come down here and I think we've been involved in a lot of things over the years, but never this. First. So for those of you that don't know, Nick was honored up at the AquaTurf a couple of weeks ago for the Fireman of the Year, representing the city of Shelton, and we want to further recognize that distinction that he has. No silver turkey today, though. Okay. Well, delicious one in a couple of weeks. There you go. And the proclamation reads as follows: whereas Nicholas Verdicchio, a 32 member of the Shelton Volunteer Fire Company 4, Pine Rock or Shelton Fire Department. He currently holds the position of Assistant Chief, and whereas he has served Shelton in many other capacities, including firefighter, apparatus operator, lieutenant, captain, and chairman of the Officers Council. And whereas Nick has held leadership positions for more than 25 years, he currently serves as Shelton's most senior chief officer. For over a decade, his regional service includes being a member of the Valley Fire Chiefs Emergency Plan and a director of the Valley Fire Chiefs Regional Training School. And whereas Nick has been instrumental in implementing and maintaining our emergency communication system. Throughout his tenure on the Officers Council, he has ensured our department members' voices and suggestions are being heard. As a result, new equipment, procedures, and safety measures have been implemented. He has been an inspirational leader and a mentor to many generations of firefighters. And whereas Nick has been chosen as Firefighter of the Year for Shelton, in addition, being recognized by the Connecticut District Exchange Club, salute to the bravest, and he represents high ideals and accomplishments in fire prevention. Now, therefore, I, Mark A. Loretti, Mayor of the City of Shelton, thank you, Nick Verdicchio, for your dedication and commitment to the Shelton Fire Department and your willingness to serve and protect the residents of the City of Shelton. Nick, congratulations and thank you. Okay, at this time, we'll go into the public portion. Those wishing to address the board may do so. When you come to the podium, please state your name and actions for the record.
Jerry, we're going in order.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jerry Bloom. Live up the road in Fairfield Avenue. First of all, congratulations, Mayor Loretti, on your re-election. I don't know if it's some kind of a record, but you've really become an institution here in Shelton. Hi. Over the past few months, I've been informed that things will be done here in Shelton. For example, the lamps outside of Plum Library that need repairing and replacing. I've been talking about that now for, I don't know, 5-6 months. They still need to be repaired. Also, the damaged fence across the street in the parking lot, it's been damaged for a couple of months now, and that hasn't been repaired. I also suggested that the Riverside Park Road be repaired, paved with asphalt. I was told recently that that would be done as well. It has not. However, Canine Street Extension has been paved. Didn't need it, but it was paved. Sunnyside School parking lot was paved recently. That didn't need it. And how many here know that Coram Avenue and Coram Road is the same street. Well, it is. And Coram Avenue has been partially paved. Also, will you please fully fund the Board of Education? And my pet peeve, of course, are the YouTube frauditors, which I've encouraged Mayor Loretti to issue some sort of executive order protecting Shelton from them. And you can find all about them on YouTube if you're interested. Various towns in the country are taking action. They're passing laws as such. Just brings up that old adage. And it's not always true, but someone once said if voting could change things, it would be illegal. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, Michelle Vichola Van Wart. I live at 22 Wright Street in Shelton. This is concerning the creation of a riverfront wildlife refuge and open space. Also referencing Joe Bienkowski. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
This concerns the creation of riverfront wildlife refuge and open space. And references Joe Bienkowski's September 14th, 2023 letter to Mayor Loretti. I, Michelle Vichola Van Wart, am in favor of moving forward with the McKinney Wildlife Refuge and Open Space Project for the island sand and gravel property, approximately 20 acres in South Shelton. The following neighbors in the area of River Road, Wright Street, Catlin Place, Lattice Place, and Hawthorne Avenue, and beyond in the general Sunnyside area are also in favor. Chris Balamachi, Rick Van Wart, Laura Lavin, Nancy Sedkowski, Ryan Van Wart, Michaela Garrison, Kelly and Corey Walsh, Francis Jones, Aaron and Brian Sepkatsky, John Ingles, Joe Bienkowski, Carmelo Nieves, Sharon Herman, Chris and Donna Hasiotis, Evelyn Corporan, Margie and Dennis Broadnax, Emily and Jason Mikan, Elena and Rob Carlucci, Joe and Julia Martinetto, Donna Deacon, Violetta and Vitold Sparza, Artha and Deborah Brown, Ashley and Benjamin Brandy, Jennifer and Bill Bitar, Michael and Natalie Vena, Amy and Oscar Montanaro.
Nancy?
Anyone else wishing to address the board?
I have a list. Nancy? Nancy here?
Next.
Ryan? Michaela?
Oh, they signed
They
Oh, these are for speakers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right, then that was it.
Okay. Anyone else wishing to address the board?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations on your recent election. I'm Joe Bienkowski. My group, the Citizens Advisory Board, proposed the Wildlife Refuge. And I just want to go on record tonight that I think it would be a great asset for the city, the whole lower Naugatuck Valley. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address the board? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public portion and move on with the regular scheduled agenda. It takes us to item number 1 in minutes for approval. Item 1.1, Board of Aldermen special meeting, October 11th.
Make a motion to add to the agenda. Add to the agenda is item 8.7. Payment for printing mailing of the charter revision explanation.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is made and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 1.1 is the Board of Alderman special meeting of October 11th, 2023.
Move to waive the reading and approve the following meeting minutes, subject to the changes noted and I'll give them to the clerk. I have a number of minor changes that, on page 1, the first sentence adds the word meeting after the word alderman. Page 2, item number 2, page 6, add the word of after the word, can't read my writing, in the first sentence of that page. Then third item, page 8, item 8.6, remove the word second, and yeah, it needs to be done that. So that those are the changes, they're minor. Otherwise, it's still minutes.
Okay, and we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Items 5.1, 5.2, and 5.3, Finance Committee, Public Health and Safety, and Street Committee. There are no items. I have no report.
No report.
Item number 6, legislative old, there are no items. Item number 7, financial business old, there are no items. Takes us to item number 8, financial business 2.
Move that the report of the tax collected relative to the refund of taxes for a total amount of $7,660.15 be approved. That the finance director be directed to make payments in accordance with the certified list received from the tax collector with funds to come from statutory refunds account.
Second.
Motion is made and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.2 is the funding for the light fixtures for the Riverwalk, Huntington Green, and other various city locations.
Move to appropriate an amount of $104,500 for the purchase and installation of lighting fixtures for the Riverwalk, Huntington Green, and various other city locations, with funding to come from automatic bonding pursuant to section 7.16 of the code.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. The discussion. I will say that the prices on these things have jumped significantly since the last time we bought them. I mean, significantly.
$5,225 each.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Are any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.3 is the funding for the replacement windows for a city-owned property at 279 Soundview Avenue.
Move to add replacement windows for city-owned property at 279 Soundview Avenue to the capital improvement plan in an amount of $10,077.05, with funding to come from LoSiP.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.4 is the waiver of bids for the addition to a storage building near Shelton High School concession stand. No, we just did that.
Okay, move for the finance director to waive the bidding process for the addition to be put on the storage building near the Shelton High School concession stand.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Discussion. So I'm told that this did go out to bid. There were no
Right.
bidders.
Right.
This is not a big project. It's an extension of an already existing building right next to the concession stand that we just spent quite a bit of time and money on refurbishing. And this is in addition to the storage building that we approved last month for the back of the high school parking lot. So storage is you know, a big thing up there. It's, all the sporting programs that use the fields, the upper fields and the football field and the track will have the opportunity to store their equipment that they need and use during the course of the school year, school season.
I want to, probably, reiterate what you just said, but just to put it in a different perspective. This project did go out to bid. There were no bids received. We solicited quotes after that, and we received only one quote. We're waiting the bids to make full disclosure, but no bid waiver technically is not necessary. But I applaud the process and the result of what we're going to do.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.5, 350 Howe Avenue sidewalk reimbursement request.
Move to approve a reimbursement of $4,270 made payable to Khaleesi Management LLC, 350 Howe Avenue, Shelton, Connecticut, for the repair of a sidewalk at 350 Howe Avenue for ordinance number 877, section 14-9 of the Code of Ordinances, with funding to come from sidewalk reimbursement account. So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion?
This was recommended by the street committee. And we wanted, it was questions, at some point along the line, it was questioned if this has to be approved by street committee. And I think it's a good idea to have the street committee approve all these prior to the board, full board approving them. Because that way you dot the i's and cross the t's.
Well, if you're gonna do that, then you probably should tell the property owner who's repairing the sidewalk not to do anything until he gets the green light, because maybe they won't do it then. You know, the ordinance is in place to motivate property owners to repair their sidewalks, particularly in an area of high foot traffic. So, you know, it's either the cart before the horse or the cart after the horse.
All I'm saying is technically, after it's done, bring it to the street committee, make sure everything was done that had to be done and was done right.
Well, when the process actually starts, they see the city engineer who reviews everything. He'll issue the permit, then he'll go out and do all the inspections. And then once it's done, then the engineer will contact the street committee, as he has here with his letter, that the conditions have all been met, and then so we'll approve it or do whatever.
Yeah, the city engineer has to sign off on this.
Right,
Give that permit before they can do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that doesn't ensure that it's done right. You get the permit and they go ahead and start doing the work. That's where the street committee comes in at the end of the process. Check it out.
Okay, well, maybe you better change it. Because if I was a property owner and I had to repair my sidewalk and somebody on the street committee didn't like me for some reason, I don't think it doesn't happen, because it does. You know,
We'll look at
But
it.
then it comes to the full board anyway.
the same thing applies in this day and age, unfortunately. All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.6 is the lease renewals for city-owned properties.
Move to authorize the mayor and corporation council to negotiate and enter into leases based on the terms presented in the attached document. Further, authorize Mayor Mark Ray to sign any and all documents to effectuate said leases.
Second. Motion is made and seconded. Discussion.
These are existing leases that are renewals for the Center Stage, Living Hope Church in the Valley United Way.
So there's nothing left to do, right, Kelly?
No, just to approve the terms and we'll put the leases
Yeah,
together.
the motion says to authorize the mayor and the corporation council to negotiate. I mean, that's already been done. The copy of the final product is before that. So they're either gonna approve or disapprove.
Correct.
So just so, I mean, we'll leave the motion the way it is, but just so everybody understands that this has already been done and you're approving a final document.
Are the monthly rents any different from the current monthly rents?
There is in at least one situation.
Yes. when you look at the chart for Living Hope Church,
Yes,
the, monthly lease will go up on that one, on a graduated basis per year. Otherwise, Center Stage and United,
Valley United Way.
Valley United Way will be staying the same.
Yeah, I think both those organizations that are nonprofits are struggling a little bit and, you know, I don't think it helps to, you know, increase their burden. All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Takes us to item 8.7 is a payment for printing and mailing of the charter revision explanation.
move to authorize the payment of invoice number 815716 to Corporate Mailing Services LLC for the printing and mailing of the charter revisions summary in an amount of $12,801.62, which funding to come from the contingency general account.
Second. Motion is made and seconded. Discussion. You know, with respect to charter revision, you know, I've talked to several people, and when they got the correspondence in the mail, it was kind of lengthy. Not really, but some people thought it was kind of lengthy, and they don't read it. And so my suggestion is that when you do charter revision again, that, you know, you get out in front of this and maybe there's two publications to inform people. I think because it's easy to vote no on something when people don't, they feel it's too complicated or they don't understand, you know, what the changes that are being proposed. And let's face it, the charter is a lengthy document. It's a technical document, and it's not for everyone's edification, unfortunately.
It's a living document. It's the document by which we run the city. We are empowered to run the city. And from time to time, that document needs to be changed as you got limits on spending, as an example. And if you think those need to be changed, you ask the electorate to change the charter so that you can change the limits.
Yeah, but my point is simply that the vast majority of people just don't understand it, and I think they're confused by it. So, you know, we know the charter has to be changed. State law requires you to change it. State laws change, and you have to incorporate those state changes into your charter. You know, you get to the point where your charter is outdated, and you know, look, I've always been a big proponent of the charter. It's part and parcel to the success that we enjoy here in Shelton, that maybe a lot of other communities don't enjoy. You know, our charter is pretty well defined and delineates the sections of power and authority for the respective boards and commissions. You know, it's necessary. So, you know, I just think that, and look, we've passed charter revisions before. This, you know, with the last two went down, this one went down significantly, but it's not like we haven't passed charter changes before, because we have. I'm just saying that our approach is got to be on a different approach, other than just spending $12,000 on one document. So,
Can I make a comment?
sure.
Is there an opportunity to break the sections of the charter and have them vote on each section? So let's say we have 3 items on that charter revision. They approve on 2 of them, but they say one section, we're not, the constituents say.
Yeah, I'll let the Corporation Council answer that.
The way you present the questions is your option. You can present the questions as one, or you can present 10 different questions. Regardless of how you present them, you still have to explain them.
Yeah, as an example, we had, in years gone by, we've had questions on the ballot. As an example, one was the charter, and then one was for a large purchase of open space. Do the voters of Shelton approve a couple $1 million for the purchase of this piece of property? Yes or no? So things like that. We've had 2 and 3 different questions on the ballot before. And actually have had quite a bit of success, but I just think that it was, you know, the easiest thing for people to do when they don't understand is just either don't respond to it or say no.
I would say I have faith in the voters looked into things, and I trust their vote on the matter. I would just question who approved the wording of the chart of this letter before it went out?
There
Was there anyone in charge of approving the
No.
wording of it?
No, it was Charter Revision Commission looked at it and, you know, it was there.
So the charter commission approved it?
The Charter Revision Commission is one that is commissioned to authorize any changes that go into the document, then it comes before the Board of Aldermen. And this is just,
I just mean this mailing, not
it's
the
a
charter
summary,
revision
it's
itself.
a summary of the changes. So it was, and no one had to authorize it.
When I had to authorize the language,
Yeah, no one had to authorize it.
seems a little odd, but anyways.
Well, I don't know what's odd about it. It's pretty straightforward. Here's what it was before, here's what it is now.
I just felt like if it's gonna be a mailing from the city to the voters, it seems like someone should be in charge of reviewing the language of it, if not this board.
The council did review the legality of the presentation and the questions and the content. So we've done this before in previous charters. When we put out information, it's always been reviewed by council. Whoever the council is with city at that time.
Okay.
You know, it's really the political process that may determine the fate of a document like this, especially when you drive around town and you see signs up that say, keep education bipartisan. And it's got nothing to do with the charter. Absolutely zero.
Except the charter was trying to change it to make the board more partisan.
No, not at all. It is partisan now because it calls for a 5-4. Not more than 5 people from one party. So what do they mean by that? Don't you think that's being disingenuous when someone says keep it bipartisan?
Certain votes require 6 votes, correct? And
It's got nothing to do with
rules.
That's got nothing to do with the membership.
5-4 requires at least one person to be minor party to be vote in favor.
Those
Look, the vote's got nothing to do with anything. It's the change was about the membership on the board from how many people from one political party.
Right.
That's all it is. In fact, it is partisan now. It is nothing bipartisan about that. It's a 5-4 membership. That's pretty basic.
But 6-3 makes it more partisan.
Okay, but it doesn't maintain a bipartisanship, is what the point is.
The vote is over. Do we really need to re-debate this right now?
Well, you brought it up.
I'm actually responding to your statement on the partnership question.
Okay, well, you got my response. Pretty basic answer and pretty direct. There is nothing bipartisan about the membership on the Board of Education. It calls for one party as opposed to another. 5-4. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Legislative new, item number 9. There are no items from public hearing. We have item 9.2, the resolution in support of the creation of a riverfront wildlife refuge and open space area in South Shelton, better known as 2 Mile Island.
Whereas the Shelton Citizens Advisory Board, CAB, has recommended the creation of a riverfront wildlife refuge and open space area in South Shelton consisting of 2 Mile Island and abutting adjacent coastal property. And whereas the CAB suggests that the most expeditious way to secure the preservation of this riverfront gem would be to apply for its inclusion in the Stuart B. McKinney National Wildlife Refuge. And whereas this suggestion has received an overwhelming show of support from neighborhood residents and citizens throughout the Shelton community, now therefore, the Board of Aldermen does hereby endorse such proposal and asks Mayor Mark A. Loretti to pursue such CAB recommendation with all Connecticut congresspersons and senators asking their consideration and assistance to petition the Stuart B. McKinney National Wildlife Refuge for adoption of this most worthy and everlasting undertaking. Respectfully submitted for adoption, Alderman John F. Van Blaze Jr., Alderman Christopher Mason.
Second. Motion is made in second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Carries. At this time, we go to item number 10. There are no items for executive session. Therefore, I will ask for a motion for adjournment.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.